Hello everyone, this is Curve, and welcome to Judgment, or Judge Eyes, whichever title you prefer. All bosses, no damage, on hard difficulty, because yes, this game still doesn't let you retry on Legend, and I fucking hate that. But, oh wait, I'm not supposed to say that early in the video. Oops! So, yeah, this is Murase, who's the first technical boss fight in the game, and one thing that's weird about Murase is that he has like a parallel with what's his name from Yakuza 4. I don't remember the dude's name, but it's the guy with the chainsaw who starts out not with a chainsaw but with a gun. And basically, like, I think in the remastered version of Yakuza 4, like, you immediately have to block and you have to be using the Sacred Wood Armor because you just get shot frame 1. So it's impossible to no damage that fight unless you have the Sacred Wood Armor. And it's a slightly less extreme version here where you have, he throws the chair at you, so you have to block immediately. It's just something that you have to know if you want to no damage this guy. But, so this time around, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different with this commentary, and that is, I do not have any notes. I have decided to attempt to skip the note writing phase completely to hopefully just expedite this, because I don't know, writing notes is kind of boring, because I just have to like rewatch all these clips and just write shit down to talk about. And I mean, like, I've already had to watch these no damages like 8 fucking times or something, so hopefully at this point I'm able to actually say stuff about it to fill in the commentary. And speaking of commentary, well, a little bit related to commentary, this video has the probably lowest runtime to copyright ratio of all of them, because I only got 4 claims out of this 2-hour and 15-minute video, because yes, this one is quite lengthy. Strap in, get some popcorn, get a Dr. Pepper. I have a Dr. Pepper with me right now, because I love Dr. Pepper. Speaking of Dr. Pepper, I actually recently saw on Twitter that people, or at least like somebody made a cake using Dr. Pepper. Like, literally just instant cake mix and a can of Dr. Pepper, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going on spring break. I got free time. I'm gonna try this shit out for myself. And to my surprise, to my absolute flabbergastment, it works. It works, and it's literally indistinguishable from a normal cake, which means that technically the raw batter is safer to eat because it doesn't have eggs, and also because it doesn't have eggs, it's completely vegan. So Dr. Pepper cake is the way to go.
俺も命がけで来たんだ。それに免じて。じゃがし、ヤクザなめとんのかこら!
So you may have noticed 2 things from that intro. A, I'm playing as the legendary video game protagonist, Kazuma Kiryu, from Yakuza, aka Like a Dragon. And yes, that is the thing that I will be going for the modded versions this time. We'll be playing as Kiryu. And also the title card and the health bar says Hayashi. Why is that? Well, it's because I am using the Judge Eyes Kiwami mod from ABCDEF0123 or Abkaduf0123. I don't know which he prefers. So just whichever one. But the thing is, like, in these first couple modded no damages, I kind of flip around the mods that I use because I was kind of indecisive. Like, I didn't really want the you know, like, the replaced boss fights, because that's what Judge Eyes Kiwami does, is it literally just replaces, like, everything with like, Yakuza characters and whatnot. And even though I went and, like, manually removed all the models and stuff, like, you can see, like, the voice lines for Murase are still Hayashi's and still says Hayashi, so I'm like, I don't really want to do that, but, like, this is probably the best Kiryu mod for Judgment, I would say. I know because I use another one in Murase 2, which is the next boss after this, and I wasn't too big on it. And also, like, there's just a ton of other mods that I don't use here. Another mod I am using here, though, is the Gaiden lighting from Emil 2391. It's not super noticeable in this, like, bright-ass building, but I am using the Gaiden lighting, once again, by Emil 2391. He does a lot of lighting mods, and it's really cool. There's actually a couple that he did, but I've decided to go with Gaiden. One side effect of that, though, is that you have to crank the brightness way down, because otherwise you're just, like, getting flashbanged all the time, and it's weird. So, like, the UI does kind of get a little dark for some reason, but I think it's worth it. So here we are in Murase 2, and unfortunately this kind of, like, makes evident one of the biggest problems with trying to no damage judgment. It's that your AI partners, like Kaito here for example, are just way too fucking good. Like, they're too good for your own good, because they get in the way, they stop your combos, you can't combo at all because they just like hit the boss before you can do anything. And, like, sometimes when you're trying to reset an attempt that you failed just by letting the boss kill you, sometimes if you're, like, really late in an attempt, like, your AI partner will just kill the boss and you gotta restart and load a checkpoint or load a save, and it's just a giant pain in the ass and I hate it. I wish there was a mod that disabled them, honestly. But, oh well, we got Kaito here. He's a bro, and sometimes he's nice to have. Like, when dealing with groups, it's really nice to have a partner, or sometimes even multiple partners, to kind of distract some of the enemies so you can, like, pick some of them off, especially if there's a boss in the group, and they'll distract the boss sometimes, and it's nice to just pick off some of the goons that stray from the pack. But I wish, like, once you get down to just the boss, they kind of disabled so you can just do your thing on them, but fortunately that's not the world we live in. Now, speaking of combos, there's, like, two types, mainly, that you're gonna have in Judgment here. There's, of course, juggle combos, although in Judgment, juggles are basically a formality. Like, they're there, and you can do them, but they're so short that they're not really worth anything. But Judgment also has a good ground combo game that you can do by basically doing, like, a heavy guard smash on the enemy, which you'll see me do very frequently throughout this video. Tiger drop the mortal attack because I'm swagging awesome and stuff. But like that's a heavy guard smash there. But of course, Kaito is just gonna say no, and he's gonna hit Murase before he gets stunned, and it's gonna cancel the stun. So I can't actually do my ground combo. Yeah, ground combos are kind of finicky in Judgment, but they're still better than nothing, I'd say. Like, this definitely is no Lost Judgment. Lost Judgment is going to be not my next no damage. Next no damage is going to be the Kaito files. I know that might be a little controversial. Like, why am I doing the Kaito files? Why am I doing the DLC before the main game? But just trust the process. Also, Yagami shoulder jump scare. Yeah, so this kind of maintains the issues with the vanilla version where, like, I can't really do combos because Kaito's in the way. Not that it would really help because, okay, here, instead of Judge Ai's Kiwami, I'm using the Agent and Oryu mod from I-5454, which I'm like, well, I mean, this might fare a little better than the Judge Ai's Kiwami movesets, and also I wouldn't have to deal with all the extra shit involved in Judge Ai's Kiwami. Because, like, the thing about Judge Ai's Kiwami is that there's two different versions. There's, like, the full package version, which replaces all the bosses and the UI and everything, and then there's just the movesets version. And, like, just the moveset version is cool and all, but I kind of want to have the Kiryu model instead, because it's just movesets. You don't even play as Kiryu, it's still Yagami. But, yeah, so I'm like, okay, well, how about I do this other one, and like I said, this is Agent and Oryu, but like this mod is work in progress, and you can tell it's definitely unfinished, and like there's still not a lot you can do with it because like there's literally no launchers other than the reverse square square triangle, which is just in the vanilla game. It's literally the only launcher you have, and it sucks. But so I'm doing that, and alongside the Agent and Oryu mod, I'm now using the Dragon's Judgment mod by Nero the Yoshino guy, which is just like a pretty much model swap. And eventually, like after this fight, I'm gonna find a good middle ground where I'm gonna use the Judge Ice Kiwami moveset mod and the Dragon's Judgment to add Kiryu's model in without messing with anything else. And also here, to make the combat a little more interesting for these modded versions, I'm using the combo of the Juggle Bosses Like Goons mod by Son of Genova, which literally just flags all the bosses as regular enemies, which makes juggling better. And I'm using the Nearly Infinite Juggling mod by Man Mason 11, which does exactly what it says. It makes your juggling basically infinite unless you drop the juggle, then it's not infinite anymore because they hit the ground. But I didn't really want to use the Juggle Bosses Like Goons mod because, as you can see, it changes the health bars of the bosses to be regular enemies as well. And I didn't really want that. I think it looks a little bit worse, but for some reason the Nearly Infinite Juggling mod doesn't work on bosses. Like, it extends the juggles, definitely, but it doesn't make them nearly infinite like the mod suggests. And that only works on normal enemies, so I kind of had to use the combo of mods.
今からてめえの無知さを俺が思い知らせてやるよ優等生やろ
So I have a bit of a bone to pick with Judgment because this is Kenta Kasai, who is the first member of the Keihin Gang that you fight in this game. And for some reason, the Keihin Gang has the best song in the entire fucking game, which is Encounter Keihin Gang. And it's like this incredibly chill contemporary jazz piece, and I just absolutely love it. But why does it play on these goobers? Like, literally anyone else, please. Like, why, like Kasai, who's just like a dude who wants to be Kuze, but he'll never be him. And then there's also Honda later in the game. And then there's also Sakakiba later in the game. And, like, none of these dudes deserve this theme. And then, of course, there's Koga, but Koga has his own theme. It's just like, what? Why? Okay, so this is the first copyrighted song in the video, and I didn't know this song was copyrighted. It's the Fucked Up in the Crib Sippin' Dr. Perky, which is exactly what I'm doing right now, but this song is copyrighted for some reason. I don't know why. Also, yes, I realize I'm getting into my for some reason rabbit hole again. I don't know why I say that so much, but I do. But like I was saying, for some reason it is copyrighted, so I do have to continuously talk for this one. And you'll see here, I'm actually able to experiment with the near infinite juggling a little bit here. It definitely gets better as the video goes on. Like, I am actually able to implement some reversals, like you can see there. It's a little finicky, but you can get a feel for it, and it's not bad. You'll also see here that I'm not using the story fights for the for Kasai here, and that's also generally what I do for the other Keihin members. Like, for Sakakiba and Honda, I will do the story fights that you have with them for the vanilla versions, but not for the modded versions. And for Koga, I was just like, I don't feel like going to the story fight for any of these. I'm just gonna grab a save file which does the just like normal encounters that you unlock after you fight them in the story. So that's what I do for both of them. Also, fuck Koga anyway, because I just don't like that guy. I will be cheesing his fight later, but for now, we are about to finish off Kasai, and we are going to be moving into the next fight. But I can't let the song play. Oops. Oh, hold on, I was taking a sip of my Dr. Pepper. Oops. Yeah, so here's the first fight against Kengo and Ozaki, and by far the better of the two. The second fight later in the game is just absolutely atrocious. But this one's good. I like this one. So yeah, like, you'll see you first fight Kengo, and then you fight Ozaki and some of his goons. Kengo's kind of a pushover. I mean, he's there, and he fights you, but he has like 1 health bar, so he just kind of dies. I don't really get the chance to do too many fancy ground combos here in the beginning, because that's what I'm going to be using for most of the video. In the vanilla versions is ground combos, because you can get a lot more creative with them than you can with juggles. So, and here's Ozaki, and fun fact, did you know that Ozaki was initially supposed to have his own theme? You can still hear it, but it got repurposed as the, like one of the Dragon Kart themes in Yakuza 7. And now you just gotta hear Hyenas Wheezing, which Hyenas Wheezing is a good song, I like it. But imagine if it switched like midway through. You do fight Ozaki a couple more times later in the game. Like, I'm pretty sure you fight Ozaki more times than any other boss in this game. Because yeah, you fight him here, you fight him with Hamura later in the game, you fight him on his own during like the burning building long battle, and then you have the second Kingo and Ozaki fight right at the end of the game. So yeah, you fight this dude 4 times. And honestly, I like him. He's got aura. He's kind of like Diet Ed from Yakuza 6. Ed's like the fat dude with all the aura in the world. I love Ed. I wish they'd bring him back. But, you know, we got Ozaki here, and I don't mind Ozaki either. But you'll see, I just almost completely flubbed the ground combo there. I was trying to do an insta-run running attack, but it ended up not working, and I did just like a standard rush combo attack instead. Tiger drop that, and this fight is going to be over really soon. I think I taunt just to get some heat, and then I do the taunt heat action to finish it out. Once again, goes to show how many times I've had to view these that I didn't have notes, and I still remembered that I did a taunt heat action to finish that. Alright, we're pulling out of the pile of Sonic the Hedgehog lyrical tracks that I haven't used. But you'll see here, yes, I am back to the Judge Ice Kiwami movesets instead of the Agent and Audio one, because it's just a lot more complete. Oh wait, I was in the fucking Kasai fight too, I'm dumb. But yeah, this fight's kind of scuffed, because you'll probably hear, I get 3 emails on Outlook over the course of like 15 seconds. Like, you just heard the 3 bings there, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I don't know how it just lined up that I got 3 in such a short period of time. But you'll see here I left a note for the no commentary version that yes, I got 3 emails, and I'm checking it right now while I'm in the fucking fight transition between Kingo and Ozaki. I'm about to do like the big giant swing heat action, and like, check this music sync out though. Awesome, awesome. Now, you probably saw that I did do like one of the standard bounding throws from like the PS3 trilogy, because yes, those are included here. But unfortunately, they're not that useful. You'll see like the big giant swing one that you do after like your 3 square 1 triangle. It doesn't knock enemies down, which is kind of like the best part of it. And yeah, also that one just kind of makes enemies fly for some reason. Yeah, the 3 square one, it doesn't knock enemies down like it used to. So like, it's still okay for crowd control, but like, there's better options. Okay, and here's the first fight with Higashi, and I gotta level with you. I'm not that huge a fan of the Flower of Chivalry, which is his theme. I know, like, a lot of people really like it, and I don't hate it. I think it's good, but I don't think it's that good. Like, the first part, or I guess, like, the middle part that everybody loves, like, I agree, that part's really good. But, like, the first part, kind of just sounds like I'm in a Home Depot commercial, not gonna lie. And also, it feels like this song works way better on his second fight rather than this first one. Like, honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but like, why didn't they just do the normal boss theme Lambda here? Because this song just works so much better on the second fight that you have with Higashi in a little bit. And this is another case of Kaito kind of just fucks things up, and I can't really combo Higashi, sadly. Yeah, like, that's the part that everybody loves about Flower of Chivalry, and I also really like it, but then it just goes back into Home Depot mode, like, damn. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do some stuff with Higashi here, but it's just not gonna work, sadly. Okay, so this was not one of the songs that I got a copyright claim for, but I'm scared because this is Breaking the Habit in the Mario 64 sound font by Tuah. And if you watch my Yakuza 5 No Damage, you'll know that I used, I think it was NOMA in the NOMA in the Mario 64 sound font, also by Tuah. Like, they did like a ton of Linkin Park songs, and I think they're really cool. But yeah, I used NOMA, and I did get a copyright strike for that. I think specifically I got a melody strike, which is like a different thing. Like, it still counts for a copyright claim, but you can get a claim if you still have the melody of the song, because melody copyright is like a whole different thing, but it's still there, and you still gotta watch out for it. But I did get a strike for NOMA, but I didn't get a strike for Breaking the Habit, so I'm just scared that eventually it's going to pop up on the no commentary version, and when it hits the no commentary version, it's going to hit the commentary version as well, which is the one that I want to have monetized. And so I'm just going to play it safe here, and I'm going to commentate over this one. Now, I don't know exactly which mod does it. If I had to take a guess, it's probably the Gaiden lighting mod, but it replaces, or I guess a better term would be restores, the old heat auras for some of the bosses that they had in the original version of Judgment, because the PC version of Judgment, which is the one I'm playing, is Judgment Remastered, which is the one that they made for the PS5, I believe. And then there was the original version of Judgment that was on the PS4, and it had like a whole different lighting thing, and ran at 30 FPS. And I'm pretty sure Yagami had like a whole different model and whatnot, but anyways, yeah, it restores those heat auras, and one of them is Higashi specifically, because in Judgment Remastered, Higashi is given like a blue aura, which doesn't look terrible, but I agree that his purple aura, which he has here, just works way better for him. It complements his blue suit very well, and I really, really like it. It's very pretty. And this isn't the only instance of that, but like the two main ones are Higashi here and Hamura later in the game. And we'll get to Hamura later. And I just had to say something. Alright, so this guy's probably the best of the Keihin Gang bosses. Just because, I mean, like, Kasai is kind of a pushover. Sakakiba, he's kind of weird. Like, he copies Hangman's moveset, I'm pretty sure, and Hangman's moveset is kind of weird to work around. And there's Koga. Fuck Koga. He's Richardson, and anytime they use a Richardson moveset outside of Yakuza 3, it sucks and it's terrible. But this guy is copying, I believe, Final Phase Shibusawa, of all things, and I think it works pretty well. And this fight's pretty short, though. He's only got one health bar, and it's gonna be over, but I'll let you listen to the epic song, or never mind, the fight's already over because I just Tiger Drop him. Oops. Yeah, so this fight is kind of scuffed. Like, you'll see what I mean in a second, because like the fight starts out normally, like I just fight him like a normal fight, I should say. But the thing is, the way that Honda spawns is that he's right next to the Popo store. And hold on. I kind of hate that I wasted Storyteller on this fight. Like, I picked Storyteller for this fight before I did this attempt, but as I was saying, you're next to the Popo store here, and eventually we go into the Popo store, and I'm like, hold on, I'm gonna use the microwave heat action here. But the thing about it is that the microwave heat action insta-kills him, and I don't know why, because, like, it doesn't give the fucking, like, the deleted health bar animation. Like, you see here, I'm gonna throw him in, he's gonna get microwaved. It doesn't give, like, the animation of the health bar disappearing. Like, it just does damage, and then he just goes to the Shadow Realm. Like, he's gone. Where did he go? Okay, so here's Shioya. Shioya is a boss, definitely. So I'm gonna do the double leapfrog there. It looks sick because I'm so awesome and schwagsty and whatnot. That's not a word, but I just said that. So I'm gonna do that one, and yeah, this is just a pretty standard group encounter. And shit, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oops. Yeah, Shioya copies Awano, I believe. And Awano already copies Watase from Yakuza 5, but like Awano added like a couple more moves to that, and Shioya is copying the updated version that Awano has. But I don't know, he's just kind of there. Shioya is also kind of a nothing villain in the story. He kind of just shows up, is kind of goofy, and dies. Like, he literally gets an off-screen death. Like, you're literally like in like the second to last chapter. I want to say it's the end of the second to last chapter, where like Yagami gets told, hey, there's been another victim, and he goes to like where the victim's found, and it's just like, who is it? It's Shioya. And it's like, ah, damn it. Like, he just gets an off-screen death. And like, I don't understand what this dude's deal is. He's, like I said, he's kind of just there. He shows up and then he dies. I will say that, I don't know why, but this video was a giant pain in the ass to audio balance. Like, this is definitely the most trouble I've had audio balancing a Yakuza No Damage ever. Like, I don't know why, like, all of my recordings were at such different volume levels, and it was terrible to try and balance. I put an effort to try and fix it, but it might not be perfect. I mean, that's more so for the no commentary version, but I just hope that it's fine. Sorry. Okay, this is another song that I didn't get acclaim for, but I'm still scared of, so I'm gonna talk anyway. This is Brainpower, but it's instrumental version of Brainpower, because I wanted to put Brainpower on this fight, because I'm like, this should work. But this is another one where, like, the Bosses to Goons mod kind of fucks with things, and it makes it a very scuffed attempt, because what happens here is, so I'm gonna basically be 1v1ing Shioya here, and I'm gonna try and hit a grab to do a heat action, but because he's flagged as a standard enemy, it lets me do the heat action where I just insta-kill him by throwing him off the building, and like, it just basically skips the entire fight, because now it's just the goons to take care of, and the fight ends there. It doesn't even go to the QTE and whatnot, and I'm like, well, shit. So that's why I use the instrumental version, so I can have an excuse to use the vocal version on a better fight at some point.
Come on.
So here we are fighting Kaito. This is some frustration venting for him messing with some of my no damages thus far by hitting bosses when I'm trying to combo them. But this is actually like a really good 1v1 fight on its own. Kaito is kind of a weird fight. He's got some weird properties simply because he's using a player moveset. He's using a brawler from Yakuza 0. But one neat thing about this fight is that it's a boss fight, but it doesn't have a boss theme, I should say. It doesn't even use Lambda, which is the basic theme. So instead, it kind of just goes with your style theme. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll use a random fire, which is the crane theme, which I really like. I like this one quite a bit. And one other thing about Kaito using Brawler is that I've basically already have these like animations memorized, so it's easy to just block and then tiger drop him like that. Just block his combo and then find a good spot to tiger drop him mid-combo. And you'll notice that tiger dropping is like really important in this game. This might be the no damage that I've done the single most tiger drops in. Like another tiger drop went off as soon as I said tiger drop. Because it's really important because you are a little limited in what you can do in Judgment. Like, you don't have all the crazy amount of tools that you do in Lost Judgment. And even here, I go for the stun heat action, but it's not quite going to kill. It is worth saying I am on attack level 0 for most of these fights. There are a couple where I raised it, but for the vast majority, I'm on attack level 0. And there we go with another tiger drop to end it off.
Come on.
As I was saying, yes, I'm on attack level 0, and I do still kind of rely on tiger drop a lot because you don't have all the tools that you do in like Lost Judgment. And like even for like your main combo, which is your ground combos, like there's only so much you can do there. There's only certain moves that work. Like you basically have to be in EX heat, and you can't use like any of your tiger combo at all because your hits are just too slow and they don't cause enough hit stun to actually combo into each other. Like your crane attacks are fine. Your crane attacks cause enough hit stun to where you can do like a normal crane combo. You can't really do any of your finishers other than like your 4 square 2 triangle. But that automatically sets up into a juggle, so it's not. It's usually like a combo ender, but like other than that, like you can do the first 2 hits of your Tiger EX combo. You can do the first 3 hits of your Crane EX combo. You can do like your light running attack. You can do a heavy or light wall attack. I just realized I haven't said a single thing about this no damage, but oh well. And there's like a specific way to set up like your Crane, like 2 square 2 triangle, and you can also like start the combo with some of your tiger finishers. You'll see more of it later. And this is one of the fights where I do upgrade my attack to level 1 just because it's such a ginormous group and I don't want to deal with these guys. Now, crowd control in Judgment is kind of simple. It's literally just pop EX heat, spam the Crane EX combo, kill everyone. And you probably know, but one thing about Judgment is that you are completely invincible when you're in EX heat. So you might be seeing me get hit a lot while I'm in EX heat, but it's not going to do any damage because you're invincible. It does take some of your heat away, so it will shorten the amount of time that you're in EX heat, but you are invincible. And, you know, before I decided to no damage this game, I was like, you know, I see pretty much every no damage of Judgment basically abuse the fact that you are invincible. I'm like, do you really need to do that? Is it really a crutch that you have to rely on? Yes it is. Like I said, like some of these scenarios that you're put in are kind of impossible for Yagami with no heat. like this fight especially, like there's just so many guys that like you're bound to get hit, and you kind of just have to tank through it with the EX heat. It gets better in Lost Judgment when it comes to crowd control. You also lose the invincibility in EX heat and Lost Judgment, but it works better in that game anyway, so I don't mind. Now this fight, like I said, giant group fight, so I don't really get to combo Shioya at all basically. And even when it does get down to just him, I have Sugiura and Kaito with me, so they would fuck up any combos that I tried to do. Let me just take a look at the list of bosses that I have right now. Okay, so next is Sakakiba, and I mean, Sakakiba, his story fight is a group encounter, so it's not going to be too bad, but okay, so we have Sakakiba, then Higashi, then Hamura Nozaki, so yeah. We don't get, like, another good 1v1 fight until Keihin Gang, which is in, like, 4 bosses away. And we'll talk about Keihin Gang when we get there. Keihin Gang's quite the interesting case. But as for Shioya, another weird thing about Shioya that I didn't mention in his first fight is this dude's theme. It's called the Laff Riot, and it's weird. Like, I can only describe this man as weird. He's just weird. His theme is weird, he's weird, his moveset's weird, his fights are weird, everything is weird. It's just such an odd theme. I don't hate it, but I don't like it either. Like, get it away from me. I want to call the cops on this theme. Okay, so this is one of the songs that I got a copyright claim on. This is The Bottom 3 by Glorb. And it's one of those, like, Spongebob AI rap things. And I wanted to use it, and I thought it worked really well. Thing is, I've already used The Bottom 1 and 2, and I don't think I've gotten claims on either of those. So, but I did on this one, so I don't know. Maybe, like, he finally saw, like, a ton of re-uploads or something, and he wanted to get the revenue for that. Which, like, sure, I guess. But it is kind of a pain for me, because this attempt, is super long, and I gotta yap over this entire thing. And this is gonna be one of my biggest challenges for the no notes % run of my Judgment no damage. Because, like, what do I even talk about now? Like, oh, well, I guess I do have one thing to talk about, is that the reason that this fight is a lot longer is because, like, even, like, in this mod, like, the Kiryu mod, you're just, like, even worse without heat in this mod. Like, sort of, and also sort of not, but, like, you do kind of need heat for this. Like, it's just, I guess, like, one big thing is because I didn't know that you could do Flux Fisher still in this mod. And, like, you probably know, but Flux Fisher is, like, that big move where you, like, just do a palm strike towards an enemy, and then you time the button press, and they just explode and die and everything. And it gives you a crap ton of heat, and it's kind of a crutch in base Judgment, honestly. That's the two things you rely on in base Judgment, is EX heat and Flux Fisher. You use Flux Fisher to, 1, do a ton of damage, and 2, to get heat, to put you back in EX heat, and then you use EX heat, and then you use up all your heat, and then you do Flux Fisher to get more heat. That's literally just how it goes. And I even find in some of my later attempts that, like, if you do it right, you can do Flux Fisher, like, in EX heat to stay in EX heat infinitely. You can infinitely restore your heat with Flux Fisher while you're in EX heat, and you can't die. And I kind of use that as a bit of a crutch. Like I said, I'm on, like, 4 different crutches now because of the nature of Judgment no damages. Although, look at this. I do like the way that the Gaiden lighting affects the little decorations here. I think it looks really nice. That being said, I still think that this definitely looks like Gaiden with, or it looks like Judgment with Gaiden lighting instead of Gaiden. It's just like the nature of the way that this game looks. I guess it's like a model thing or whatnot, but anyways, what I was talking about is like Flex Fisher, EX Heat, tons of crutches. It's just kind of the nature of how, like, how this game works, and just what tools you have, and the boss design and whatnot. It's just you kind of have to rely on your EX Heat and your Flex Fisher. And, I mean, that loop is kind of changed with this mod, because you don't... Like, I didn't know that you could use Flex Fisher. It's a little weird how you have to do it. Like, it's kind of finicky in this mod, which is why I didn't figure it out. Like, I tried to just, like, do it raw, and it didn't work. Like, you can't just do it raw. You, like, have to input it, like, in the middle of a combo. You can't just, like, do an attack and do it immediately, which is why I didn't figure it out. So, you won't see me use it in any of these modded no damages, but it is technically possible. And, I mean, I'm kind of glad that I didn't use it, because it would have just made it devolve into a little bit more like the base game, and I kind of want these modded versions to be sort of a different experience to the base game. Like, in some games, I do it to do, like, an improved version of the vanilla combat, like see like 6 or Gaiden, but in this one I kind of just wanted to do something different. Also, a Kiryu shoulder jump scare, and I still have to keep talking. Now I don't. So here's Sakakiba, and it is unfortunately the last time that you will be hearing Encounter Keihin Gang, the best song in the game. Don't at me. It's sad, but we do have to see it go. And this fight's alright. I mean, it's a big group fight. I mean, think of it as basically just the Honda fight, but with a group. But this group isn't really anything crazy. It's not anything that you have to worry about too much. Like, these guys, like, the whole thing is that these guys are fat and they're slow. So, and they're not really a challenge. Like, Sakakiba's whole thing is that he's fat and he likes to eat a lot, and he's getting food if he beats you up, and yeah, like, that's the whole thing. It's kind of weird. I don't know how I fucked up that Flex Fisher there, because I would have, like, pretty much insta-killed that guy, because it does so much damage. Like, I'm kind of sad that they nerfed Flex Fisher in Lost Judgment, but it was kind of necessary. I don't know why they had to change the UI, though. The UI looks so much worse in Lost Judgment. So here I'm going to do a little bit of a ground combo. I know you haven't really been able to see, and I fucked it up immediately. Yeah, you haven't really been able to see a lot of good ones yet. He said, because due to the lack of, like, A, experience that I had with them this early on, and B, the shortage of, like, actual good 1v1 fights. But that was sort of one there. Hold on, I'm looking this up really quick because I forgot who made this song. It's Flint and Steel by Epoch GD. And, yeah, it's literally just a song made out of the Minecraft movie Jack Black lines. So it's literally just like, Flint and Steel, the Nether, Ender Pearl. I need to go see the Minecraft movie. This is gonna be so funny. I'm hoping to get some of my buddies to go with. Yeah, for some reason this fight gave me a lot of trouble. Like I said, this is just the standard encounter, not the story encounter. And I do add some extracts into this one just to spice it up a little bit. I don't always use extracts. Or, I guess that's a lie. I am always using an extract. I forgot to mention, but I will be using the Fling Trainer for this game in order to give myself infinite extract duration. And I'm going to be using the Dance Fighter extract for, like, every single fight. And what that does is it increases your combo speed. It just makes the game feel better. But, I mean, it's limited time. It's like 30 seconds. So I just use the Fling Trainer to make it infinite, because it feels so much better. And here, I don't know what the hell I'm trying to do, because I just completely missed that juggle. And I was not paying attention, so I don't know if I've done it already, but one cool thing about Sakakiba is that you can do the reverse square triangle on his mortal attack, and it'll actually set up a free juggle. And foot jump scare. Okay, I apologize if you hear any background noise because my dog is coming bug me. He wants some attention. Sorry, buddy. I'm recording right now. Okay. Okay. Yes. Hi. I see you. I know you want attention, but I'm recording. So, anyways, we're in Higashi 2, and this fight is really cool to play casually, but it's really not a fun no damage, I will say. In, like, it could all be fixed if we didn't have Kaito. Because if there was no Kaito, then I'd actually be able to combo Higashi, and this, like, the solo Higashi part of this fight wouldn't be nearly as bad. I wouldn't have to reset nearly as much, and it's fucking annoying. Like I said, I really wish there was a mod that could remove the AI partners, because they just get in the way. Like, it works when you're just doing a casual playthrough and you're just fighting these bosses casually, but if you're doing a no damage run, like, get out of my face, let me do my thing. I've got a strategy that I'm trying to adhere to, and you're just messing everything up. Like, please! Like, you'll see me try, because I'm breaking his guard constantly, and it's just not able to do anything, because Kaito just comes in swinging, and I can't get to him before he does. I don't know why, but I can never tiger drop that mortal attack consistently. I just don't know the timing for it. It's so weird. Because, like, that's kind of your only answer to mortal attacks in this game is tiger drop. It's the only thing that cancels them. Like, you can technically do a heat action on them, but, I mean, that requires heat, so you don't want to do that all the time. And, I mean, of course, in Lost Judgment, and, like, every other game post-Lost Judgment, you have your mortal reversals, which are a great way to deal with them, but it's just like, I don't know, I wish there was something like that in this game, because I like the idea of mortal attacks. I think they're very cool, but I would like a more consistent way to deal with them. No, granted, I do think that having to tiger drop them is a better way than the mortal attacks, sort of. Or the mortal reversals, I should say, sort of, because the mortal reversals are kind of brain dead, and tiger dropping actually requires some skill and good timing. Like, especially in Lost Judgment, you can kind of just mash the dodge button and get the reversals, so, I don't know, I wish there was kind of just a good middle ground for that. Okay, so this is We End Up This Way, which is a quote-unquote fan-made theme for Sam from MGR. I say quote-unquote fan-made because it's made by Tyson Vin, who is, like, the guy who did the only thing I know for real from MGR, so he just decided to come back and make another one, and honestly, he's super based for that, but I did get a copyright claim for this, so I do have to talk over it. But I did kind of cheese this. As you can see, I'm using the instant kill extract, which is going to be one of my best friends throughout this. If there's ever just a boss fight that I just don't feel like dealing with, or if I just want to, like, clear out all the goons immediately, I just pull out the instant kill extract, and they're all gone. And another quirk of the goons mod is that I can do some of the disarming heat actions on bosses. And it works differently on some than others. Like for Higashi here, it just reverts him to a standard moveset. I mean, it didn't really matter because he immediately went into the QTE that removes his knife anyway, but if you do it early on, it removes his knife before the QTE, and he goes to a standard moveset, but he magically gets the knife again once you go into the QTE, and then you take away the magic knife again. It's weird. Like, there's other examples later, which we will get to later, that affect the fight in varying degrees of severity, I should say. Like, this is the least severe way that the disarming heat actions affect the fight. Because, I mean, Higashi has his own moveset, but it gets worse later. And now I don't really know what I'm going to say about this fight, but I do need to say something because, like I said, I got a copyright claim for this. And, I mean, like, I really still don't get to do much in the way of combos in this fight because of Kaito. He's still there just getting in the way of stuff. And I think I just end this fight off by doing the bat heat action, and then after that, Higashi still got a little bit of health left, so I'm just going to let him get up, do a little taunt, and then boom, get the counter hook. Because, yeah, for some reason in your red style, you have the counter hook, the electric counter hook specifically from Kiwami. It is with a heavy heart that I report that I just recorded like another 20 minutes of commentary, and apparently I did not click the record button, so I have to redo this part. So, I think during this fight I talked about Pirate Yakuza, and Pirate Yakuza is cool. I think, like, I don't want to get into it too much in this fight, but, like, I did like it. It's the modern day Yakuza 3, and if you know me, you know how I feel about Yakuza 3. I know a lot of people have mixed opinions on it, but I'm overall positive on it. You'll see here, I really am abusing the whole thing about, like, basically having infinite EX heat by spamming Flux Fisher and EX heat. Yeah. Now, as for Pirate Yakuza, like I said, I don't want to get too far into it here, but I don't like what they did with the combat, because it still has the juggle limit, and the juggle limit is like, it really limits you, and that sucks. But of course, there's going to be mods by the time I get to it, so it won't be too bad. I mean, there's already the no juggle limit, and I'm assuming that we're going to be getting like a pirate legendary mix at some point. AAA is going to come in clutch. But, other than that, I think I said something like... Dog, I don't even remember. I don't remember. Why was I not recording this entire time, bro? Okay, I'm gonna take a chill pill and hopefully, see me in the next fight, and I'll be okay, and I'll remember what I was talking about. Okay, one thing I did want to mention is that, like, that incredibly lucky hitbox thing there, where Ozaki was going to grab me, but somehow he hit Kaito, and that it just immediately sets up a Flux Fisher. Like, that was incredibly lucky. I don't know how that happened. So, yeah, for this fight, I will be using Chris's Incredible 20 from the Impossible Quiz 2. You can tell I was running out of ideas for music, but I think it works well enough. I say that for pretty much every poor music choice I make. And I probably did it in the vanilla version of this fight, but you'll see here that I'm pretty much spamming the wall circle attack. Because yes, this mod retains your wall jumping ability. It removes your ability to leapfrog because Kiryu doesn't do that, but you can still jump off walls, apparently. And I'm going to be using that to my favor because your wall attacks are quite useful. Like your square one, of course, will stun. Your circle one is good for crowd control, and your triangle one, I mean, it's there. You can use it in combos and whatnot, but yeah, the circle one is the one I'm going to be using here because you're basically invincible when you're on an enemy, because any enemy that comes near you while you're just spinning around on them, they will be immediately knocked down. And that's one thing that I'm kind of missing about the newer Dragon Engine games, is that they like severely reduce your ability to knock enemies down. And that's like a really important thing, I think, to the feeling of some of the older games, especially like the older Dragon Engine games, though. Because, like, I think that's part of the reason why I liked No Damaging Yakuza 6 so much, because it felt very dynamic to basically control, you know, the enemies that are knocked down at a certain time. Because if an enemy's knocked down, they're out of commission until they can make it back up. And that lets you go and deal with other enemies. So it's really useful if you have, like, a boss knocked down, and they need to get back up, and you're trying to kill some of the goons, so you can make it, like, make it easier for you to deal with the boss. It's, you know, there's a lot of strategy to it. And that's just one thing I don't like about the newer Dragon Engine games, is that, like, a lot of your stuff just hits an enemy, but it doesn't knock them down. At least for bosses. And that's great for combos and whatnot, but just for, like, dealing with it casually, dealing with it in a more, like, scrappy manner instead of, like, a combo-y manner, it's worse. And, I don't know, I wish there was a better middle ground. That's why Yakuza 3 on top, because all of your moves knock down, but they also don't affect your combos in any way. They work with them instead of against them. Yakuza 3 on top, Yakuza 3 on top. I guess that also applies for Yakuza 4, but who cares? Anyways, another thing I wanted to talk about is Hamura's aura. He's the other main instance of whichever mod it is, but probably the lighting mod restoring the old auras. In this one, in, like, Judgment Remastered, his aura is like a kind of a yellow-green type of thing, but in the original Judgment, it's just straight up green. It's Kiwami-fied. It's Kiwami, green Kiwami. But yeah, here it restores the old green one, whereas in the normal PC version, it's that yellow-green one that they updated it to. I don't know why they did that, though. I don't know why they changed the lighting in general, because the old Judgment lighting, I really like it. And the new one is just kind of bland. I don't know why they made that change, honestly. It just feels weird. Here we go, we finally have another good 1v1 fight, and yeah, this is Keihin Man. He kind of just shows up out of nowhere in the game and gives you like a really good 1v1 fight, but I'm not gonna complain. So I'm gonna start out with like this really good ground combo. This is like an actual good showcase of what you can do. Now granted, like, you're still kind of limited, there's only so much you can do, which I kind of talked about earlier, but I still think it's pretty cool. And besides, there's ground combos in Lost Judgment, which kind of mog the ones in this game, but, you know, that's for Lost Judgment. We're going to talk about that in Lost Judgment. And they also make way less sense in Lost Judgment, because you activate them with, like, one specific move instead of, like, doing a stun combo. It's weird. I don't know. That game makes no sense. This game makes no sense. Video games make no sense. How do How does this big hunk of plastic make, like, viddy games? And why does it make, like... Why can I look at boobs with plastic? I don't know. Technology. So, like, that one big combo in the beginning is... It's the best one that's going to happen, because one thing about how Judgment works is that if you're doing ground combos, you kind of need to be in EX heat the whole time, and if you're in EX heat the whole time, you basically just burn through all of your heat. So you kind of just, like, run out, and then you're like, well, what do I do now? Well, what you do now is you go for Flux Fisher. That's what you do now, but it's not exactly skillful. Also, I have no idea how that one hit, and because I had no idea how it hit, I failed it. But it took me a surprisingly long time when I first played Judgment to actually figure out how Flux Fisher worked. Like, I could never successfully do it until I figured out, oh, you just hold the square button down and you release it whenever it goes over the thing. I don't know why they changed the UI in Lost Judgment, though. I might have already said that, but it looks so much worse in Lost Judgment. And now here, I'm kind of just going to struggle to find out a finisher. I really just don't know what I'm going to do. So, but I try. Like, I'm trying to hit him with, like, the light wall attack, which is going to stun him, and then it lets me, like, do a Flux Fisher, but it's not working. But I eventually get it, and I do the Flux Fisher, I get heat, and then, like, I just stun him again and do the stun heat action, and that's how the fight ends. Alright, so Keihin Man here is the second main instance of a disarming heat action, and this time it's the sword one. But the thing about Keihin Man is that, like Higashi, he does have an unarmed moveset, but his is so much worse. Like, worse as in he's so weak now, and the fight becomes a complete joke. Like, it's just like, it's just nothing now. It's so easy. Like, his defense goes way lower, so it's easy to just, like, do whatever kind of juggle starter that you want on him. It's so weird. You also might be able to tell, but Keihin Man was one of the last fights that I actually figured out a song for, because I just didn't know what the hell I was doing, so I was kind of just surfing through YouTube to try and find something. And eventually I got to Persona 5 music, and I'm like, you know what? What if I put the Jaldabaoth theme on Keihin Man? Why not? I think it works, but I wish it just... I wish it wasn't on such a crapshoot of a fight. It kind of sucks. I'm also just now noticing that we are past the 1 hour mark. And this video is not even halfway over. It is very long. Not the longest no damage I've had to do. That's Yakuza 5, just because Yakuza 5 is such a huge inflated game with so many bosses, and I think, like, after that is, like, Yakuza 0 was the next longest one, but that was mostly because I used the health mod, and that, like, inflated the time a huge amount. Okay, my microphone just disconnected, so but anyways, yeah, so very inflated times for the Yakuza 0 video, but this one is just like, there's a lot of bosses, and they take a minute, even without, like, health mods. They take a minute. Because, I mean, that's, like, a thing about the Dragon Engine games, is that, like, you can actually control how much damage you do a lot better in these games. Like in Judgment here, you have, you know, your attack levels, and I'm on attack level 0 here. I have no attack upgrades, which means that I'm kind of a little bit weak, but that's kind of good for no damage. So here is one of the boss fights of all time against Mashiko, who, he exists alright, and he's a boss fight. He's copying Pipe Kuze from Yakuza 0. And speaking of Yakuza 0, Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, how are we feeling about that one? I mean, it kind of sucks that it's supposed to be like a timed exclusive for the Switch, but I mean, that means it'll eventually come to everything else, and I hope I don't have to pay full price for Yakuza 0 again. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope it's a free update, because, like, I don't want to pay, like I said, full price for extra cutscenes and, like, a multiplayer mode. Okay, but who's gonna be the first person to do the Kuze combo mad in the multiplayer mode, though? I want to see that. But, anyways, Mashiko, he exists. Like, I really don't know what to say about this guy. He's such an uninteresting fight. And, like, I can't even combo him that well because I have Sugihara with me, so he's just gonna mess everything up. And, like, I don't know, it's Pipe Kuze, and I fought Pipe Kuze before. Pipe Kuze's pretty easy to Tiger Drop, so I'm gonna Tiger Drop him quite a bit. I think I'm gonna run up to the car and do the like, jumping heat action and whatnot. But I don't know. I really don't know what to say about this fight. And he just doesn't care about my Flex Fishers here, because I think he's about to go into, like, his mortal attack in his heat mode. And his mortal attack is pretty easy to Tiger Drop. I'm pretty sure I do that here. Yeah, there we go. Boom. And I almost got hit by that cone there. I hate when Dragon Engine bosses do that, where they just kick shit at you. Like, bro, I'm not trying to deal with projectiles. And here I'm trying to set up something with the beatdown extract, because there's, like, a little piece of tech that you can do with this extract to where, like, once it's done, the enemy will, like, throw you off. Like, they'll throw you off of them. It doesn't do damage to you, but you're put in, like, a ragdoll state on the ground, which allows you to do the ground heat action. But it's kind of weird to set up, and I'm only able to do it once throughout this entire video. So for this modded version, I chose Infinite Handcuff, because, I mean, this guy's a cop, sort of, and Tanimura's a cop, so sure, why not? And also, like, the vanilla version uses my own style, which isn't, like, a unique boss theme or anything, so I'm like, you know what? I'll use a battle theme for this modded version, too. I mean, I like, once again, I don't even know what I want to say about this, because it's kind of just there, and it's not super important. It's a very nothing fight. Although I guess I could say, like you see there, this is the third and most severe instance of a disarming heat action. You don't really get to see it here, but you will see it later in the second Mashiko fight. Not the one in the long battle where you're chasing after Shono, that's not in this video, but the one before the final boss. Mashiko doesn't have an unarmed moveset, so he stays with his armed moveset, but he doesn't have his weapon. So, like, he can't hurt you. He doesn't do damage anymore. It's impossible to lose. Yeah, that's how bad it gets. But anyways, now we're in the Keihin Man gauntlet, and yeah, this is interesting. So, like, the Keihin Man gauntlet is just like some rehashed movesets from older games, and they feel really terrible to fight here. Like this one, this is the knife moveset, which is just Nishitani from Yakuza 0, and I think he also copies like Majima's get-up attacks from his Yakuza 4 fight, and it feels really terrible, especially like with the get-up attacks, because you can't exploit his get-up. Like here, I'm gonna try and do the guard break on his get-up, but he just doesn't guard, so I can't break his guard that he doesn't have. And it sucks, and it makes the fight feel way worse. That mortal attack also sucks. I can't tiger drop it. Like you can, but it's a weird timing, and I don't like it. This fight is terrible. Like, even then, he did a normal get-up there, but he didn't even block. So, like, what gives? Like, yeah, I mean, they didn't put too much thought into these, but it's just kind of just, like, a fun thing. Because, like, wow, you get to fight this same guy, like, 4 times in this one long battle. Isn't that cool? And, like, yeah, it's pretty neat, but I just kind of wish that the fights themselves were a little better. And not just, like, dumb rehashed movesets. I say that, but even, like, normal Keihin Man is a rehashed moveset. It's just a Somiya from Yakuza 6. His sword moveset. But, I don't know, I feel like that one works way better. Okay, beware, this is both the best and the worst no damage that I've ever done. And for the occasion, I have a returning composer in GavinZBeats, who has previously loaned music to these no damages. And this time I will be using Stereo Madness Aggressive Gaming PHONK Remix, and I think it's very thematic for being the best and worst no damage I've ever done. It's not very evident yet why I consider it the best and the worst, but you will see in just a minute, because here soon, Keihin Man's gonna pop his mortal attack, and I'm going to do the knife disarm heat action, and disarm heat actions always fuck with everything. And it's going to fuck with me this time, because what's going to happen is, because this is a modded heat action, so it's a little glitchy, it's a little buggy with how it works, and in this case, it teleports me into the wall. And I stay here for the rest of the fight. So the rest of this no damage is me just floating in the wall, and it's a 1v1 Keihin Man versus Sugiura. And I thought it was incredibly funny. I'm like, fuck it, a no damage is a no damage, so I'm leaving it in the video. And, I mean, unless you want to see this, just skip this. Just skip this no damage, it's not worth it. So here's the second of the Cane Man gauntlet fights. And this time he is using a spear, and it's still not a fun fight. It's not quite as bad as the first one, I think, but I think this is definitely the second most tolerable one. Like, the fourth one is probably the best one, because it's like the pipe moveset, and then he goes back to a sword moveset. Then it's this one, which is the spear moveset, which is kind of annoying because he's got long reach, but otherwise it's not bad. And then there's the knife one, which is just a dumb reused moveset that you can't really do much with. And then there's the gun. Fuck the gun. The gun is next, though, so we'll get to that. Because it's just a reused moveset from Richardson in Yakuza 3, and anytime they use that moveset outside of Yakuza 3, it's absolute dookie. I hate it. But for this one, I mean, it's just another, like, pretty boring, uninteresting Cane Man fight. Like, what do I really say about this? I mean, it's kind of just... It's one of those that's just there. I mean, do I talk about the music? The music is just like the normal long battle theme. It doesn't even have Lambda anymore. You know, I say Lambda is like the standard boss theme, but it's only used 3 times in this video. It's used on both Murase fights and the first Cane Man fight, and that's it. I am able to get this heat action, though. This one's kind of weird to set up. I've said weird a lot in this video, haven't I? But, I don't know, it doesn't work half the time, because you have to be running towards an enemy that's near a wall, and they have to be, like, perfectly standing up straight and whatnot, and most of the time you just get the normal running heat action, and it doesn't always use that one. But, continuing with the Aggressive Gaming PHONK remixes, this is Tuah Aggressive Gaming PHONK remix, also by GavinZBeats, my goat. And, I mean, like, it's still just another uninteresting, boring fight that I don't really have anything to say about.
That makes a man go crazy every time.
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk. Spit all that thing.
I guess one thing I can talk about is how I've kind of been on a hot streak with editing lately. Like, I haven't really thought about it, but I've kind of just put into perspective how crazy I've been going lately, because, like, this year already, like, let's say, like, at the end of February, I had Infinite Well-Being itself come out, which is, like, a project that took me multiple months. It was a huge, giant thing. And then I, like, in 2 days, I think, I finished the Action Arcadia collab that I did. Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, I started doing this thing with this, basically, like, this Discord server called Action Arcadia, where it's just a ton of, like, cool people playing action games, and we do, like, a monthly combo montage and whatnot, and, they let me edit for it, and I did the February montage, and I knocked that out in, like, 2 days, because I was just, like, on the grind. It just so happened that I was, like, super motivated to get it done, and I didn't have much schoolwork to do, so I really just grinded that shit out, and I got it done super quick. But, speaking of, we should have the what's it called, the March monthly out soon. Hopefully. And then I get to do the April one, which is going to be a fun time. But yeah, so I knocked that in, like, 2 days. And I got the April Fool's video out at the beginning of this month, which, that took me pretty much the entirety of March. I, like, grinded that out. That was a fun one to make. I loved making that one. I would love to do another thing like it next April Fool's. Maybe we'll have a Metal Gear Rising 3 with only the wind sword. Who knows? And now I have the snow damage, which I've kind of just been working on in the background. I say that, I think I also started this at the beginning of the month. This might be the quickest no damage that I've ever made. Like, I'm pretty sure I did all the vanilla no damages for this game in the span of, like, 3 days. I'm pretty sure, like, I just grinded that shit out, because I had nothing to do. And then, you know, like, the modded ones took me a little longer, and then it took me a while to get to the editing process and whatnot. But even then, I've decided, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna skip the what's it called? I'm gonna skip the note writing process completely, because I feel like, you know what? I should be fine. I've seen these clips enough. I can commentate them. And I'm a real yapper. I've got a degree in yapology. I can yap for 2 hours and 15 minutes, right? Well, I'm an hour and 20 in, and I think I've done a pretty good job thus far, but I'm only about a little over halfway. So for this fight, this is definitely the worst of the Keihin Man fights, and this is Night of Nights Aggressive Gaming PHONK Remix, which was not made by GavinZBeats, but it was made on Twitter, I believe. Hold on, let me go in on the fly, look up who made this. Okay, Night of Nights Aggressive Gaming PHONK. Okay, I'm typing this one-handed because I have my mic in the other hand. Okay, so it's uploaded by someone, but it was originally on Twitter, and it was made by I love you Nitori, or ILY Nitori on Twitter. Made Night of Nights Aggressive Gaming PHONK Remix, and it honestly barely sounds like Night of Nights, but oh well, it's an Aggressive Gaming PHONK Remix, it doesn't need to. Anyways, and it's also like 40 seconds long, so I do have to loop it a couple times, but you know what? It kind of represents the just hell that is this fight. I just don't like it. I hate it. It's terrible. Once again, it's just Richardson's moveset, but Richardson doesn't work outside of Yakuza 3. They just have never made it work.
遅かったな。待ちくたびれたぜ。杉浦、僕のことはいいから。八神さんは海藤さんを行かせると思うか。
Holy shit, how did I not realize that I got a gift mid no damage? It was for a game called Sanabi. I've never heard of it, but yeah, one of my Steam friends just randomly decided to gift it to me, and apparently that was during this no damage attempt. I haven't played it yet, so I don't know how good it is, but according to them, it is peak that will make you. Yes, that is the message that they sent me. Peak that will make you. But anyways, this is probably the only good Keihin Man no damage, or Keihin Man fight, I should say, in this long battle. Because, I mean, it's pipes. It starts out with the pipes, and then he goes back to his normal sword moveset. And his normal sword moveset is good, like I've said, and his pipe one isn't even that bad. It's definitely the best of the reused movesets in this long battle. Yeah, here I go for a little short round combo. The next fight is going to be where I really start doing some better stuff. And I don't know why he doesn't let me grab there, but he didn't. He just did not. Thog did not care. But yeah, we should be getting to the sword phase of this fight. So how did he block that? Oh my god. Because like I was saying, we should be getting to the sword phase of this soon. I mean, this Flux Fisher is going to do good damage. Yeah. Right before halfway, because he's got 3 health bars. Right before halfway, he's going to go and pull out the sword. Well, not really pull out, I should say. He kind of manifests the sword. Yeah, that's the thing. Keihin Man is kind of just a sorcerer. I guess he'd be more of an alchemist. I don't know. I don't know my fantasy terms that well. Would he be an alchemist? Because he kind of just makes stuff out of other stuff. He kind of just conjures the sword out of thin air. I don't know. Can somebody who's more well-versed in fantasy terminology enlighten me on that, please? But anyways, yeah, this is gonna just be like Diet Keihin Man 1 over again for this one. But I'm more so excited for the fight coming up after this, which is your fight with Hamura, which is probably one of my favorites from this game, so... here again, I try to go for the whole beat down extract into the grounded heat action thing, but like I said, it just doesn't work out, because it requires the enemy to be a certain distance from you, and Keihin Man just doesn't come towards me, so I just Tiger Drop his mortal attack, and then he's almost dead, with another one, okay.
遅かったな
Hold it, bro.
待
Relax.
ちく
Bro.
たびれた
Hold it. I
僕のことはいいから八神さんはカイトさんを
listen to the Talk to the podcast.
行かせるかな
Like, no, I'm not, bro. I'm not.
I'm in my car like this ain't even kind of floor. They lay me down, but still my feet ain't kind of floor. I went from the room straight up to the like fire, but trust I'm ready.
I was gonna talk about like the song choice that I chose for this one, which is like a little bit less crazy than the Aggressive Gaming PHONK remixes that I did for the other ones. This is just The Thick of It X Stranger I Remain, which by SiIvaGunner. Now, technically, I did also do something similar to this in my April Fool's video, but that was a kind of a custom thing that was just inspired by this. But this is the actual video that SiIvaGunner uploaded, and I decided to use it here because it's, like I said, it's a little less dumb than the Aggressive Gaming PHONK remixes, but it's still dumb enough for this fight, I'd say. And I was going to talk about the, you know, since I'm sort of the MGR guy, and I still haven't used all of, like, the MGR songs yet. Like, I still have Rules of Nature and whatnot. Yeah, I think Rules of Nature, Collective Consciousness, I haven't used It Has to Be This Way. Yeah, stuff like that. I still haven't used them yet. But I remembered that I already talked about that in my Yakuza 5 No Damage. How the fuck did I remember that? I don't know. I just have kind of an insane memory when it comes to minute details like that. Like, for some reason, in the video that I made 5 months ago, during the Yahata fight specifically, yes, during the Yahata fight, which I remembered, it was the Yahata fight. And I was talking about the MGR songs that I haven't used, because on Yahata I used Dark Skies, which is one of the basic battle themes from MGR. And once again, don't ask me how I remembered that from a video I made 5 months ago during a specific fight that I don't really care about at all. But I did talk about that. You can go in and fact check that right now. I guess I can't really prove that I haven't gone in and fact check that, but yeah, I kind of just have a crazy detail memory. Blame the autism. But anyways, yeah, this fight is almost over. I run out of heat here, so I don't really get to have a normal like heat action finisher. I do the disarm heat action on him, which for some reason you can't do on the like initial mortal attack that he does, like you can in the K-Man 1. He kind of just lets you do it off the rip, but here he doesn't. You have to wait and do it on like a standard attack. But I do it here, and then he just becomes a complete joke to fight. And I don't have any heat to do the finisher, which is coming soon because he's almost dead. Oh, okay, so yeah, I do get heat here, but I kind of, I do the grab heat action there, but he doesn't die, is the thing. So I don't get to use the, use a heat action to finish this guy off. So I kind of just, you know, just go for a drop kick. Why not? Drop kicks are cool. And I have no idea how that hit him, but it did. Yeah, so here we are with Hamura, and I do a pretty decent little combo here in the beginning. I did once again try to do the standard, like, standard, why am I using the term standard? Do the running light attack there, but it just comes out as a rush combo. But I am able to take out a giant chunk of his health bar there. Yes, I am still on attack level 0. I did not pump up my attack at all for this. It's just that them combos go crazy. But yeah, Hamura, definitely one of my favorites in this game. And you know, speaking of Yahata, which I was talking about in the Keihin Man fight, this guy copies Yahata's moveset from Yakuza 5, so I guess it was sort of related. I guess it was foreshadowing. Yes, I'm good at foreshadowing. I do that a lot. Don't go looking for instances of me doing that. Anyways, this chair heat action, QTE, I'm delirious. I need a Dr. Pepper. Anyways, so here I'm going to try the beatdown thing again, and this is the one time in this whole video that I get it to work. And it's kind of because I'm just like in this corner by the whiteboard there. And at first, he's not in range, because you need to be really close. It needs to be like a certain angle, but I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to try it again. So I tried again, and then the second time is when it works. He's not in range, and then he gets in range, I guess. And it's like a range and a weird angle. I don't know how it works, but there is a similar tech in Lost Judgment, I'm pretty sure. But it's like baked into your moveset, and you don't have to use like an extract for it. I think it's like with a crane, where if you get hit with like a specific guard breaking, like if you get hit with an attack that breaks your guard while you're doing like the jump in crane, it'll do like the guard break animation, but you won't take any damage, and you will fall to the ground, which allows you to do the get up heat action without taking any damage for like a no damage runner or something. And here I'm going to do the stun heat action to finish him off, although it doesn't kill him, so I have to do a tiger drop, but it is a pretty swift tiger drop to finish it off. Like, yep, boom, boom, boom. Doesn't die. Then he's going to go for a grab, which has a giant wind up. And yeah, that's a free tiger drop. Cool. And holy shit, maybe I am just like an excellent writer. Maybe I was foreshadowing talking about the MGR songs, because I am using an MGR song here. That was actually kind of intentional earlier, talking about the MGR songs, because I knew that I used the hot wind blowing on this one, which I think it works quite well. I say that about every song, and I said that earlier too, and I think it was on the Hamura fight, though that might have been in the version of this recording that got deleted because I wasn't recording. I guess that can't be deleted if it doesn't exist. I'm dumb. I need to... Maybe I do need notes. They keep me grounded. I'm kind of just rambling at this point. I guess to go a little bit more back on track, nothing to do with Stereo Madness earlier and Back on Track, which are both songs used in Geometry Jet. Fuck! I need to get back on track. I need to get back to what I'm talking about. So, I think my combos with the modded versions of these no damages, I think this is one fight where I really get to show them off. Like, I'm able to do a lot of cool reversals and whatnot. You'll see there that the tiger drops, well, I guess that's counter hook, but you do tiger drop in crane style. I'm just gonna call them tiger drops for brevity's sake. So your tiger drops in this one don't cancel mortal attacks. Yeah, they just tank through them. So if you have like a multi-hit mortal attack and you try to tiger drop it, like, you'll do it, but then you get hit and you're fucked. So it's not fun to deal with. Luckily, Hamura's is just a one hit, so it's easy to tiger drop and be safe. Don't mind Kiryu clipping through the ceiling there. Okay, so here's the solo Ozaki fight, which, yeah, I like to do Flux Fisher to start out there, simply because, like, it's funny. It makes the entire room explode. I like it. I like big explosions and all that. They're cool. I have a 5-year-old brain. But anyways, so, yeah, combos are kind of difficult to do here, because if Ozaki at all touches the fire, he will just immediately be out of the combo. And even then, I tried to go for a juggle there, and he kind of just dropped to the ground immediately. I don't know why. But like, especially once we get to the second phase of this fight, where like the floor breaks and they drop into like the underground area, not really underground, but to like the ground floor area, I should say. Yeah, there's even more fire in there, and it fucks with things. I will say that it is more of a problem in the modded version than it is here, because the modded version is more focused on like getting juggles and whatnot instead of ground combos, and you can kind of implement fire into your ground combos, kind of, but it just, when you're trying to set up a proper juggle, it just does not work. Like, I guess it's not really the fire, it's more so like the explosions that get set off in the modded version, because an explosion will immediately knock Ozaki out of a juggle, and it sucks. It made that fight like just complete ass to no damage during the modded version. But I guess that's modded version stuff, and I should talk about vanilla version stuff here. Well, like, yeah, like there the fire kind of gets in the way because I was trying to stun him, but he recoiled into the fire, which means that he basically unstunned himself by getting set on fire. Video games, ladies and gentlemen. And look, he did it again. Video games, my gamers, gamerettes, and game thems. This is how they are. And yeah, I did try to do the EX crane heat action there, but my combo kind of killed him before I could do it. Oops. Okay, yeah, this song is, I guess it's sort of not a song, sort of is. But yeah, look at that, he kind of just drops completely. I'm like, what? What? But yeah, this is speed of curb 14. It is 14, right? Yes, 14. 14 by I win. I used a speed of curb before on the, I believe the second Nagamo fight. I want to say it's the second Nagamo fight. It might be the first, though. I might be dumb. Yes, it was the first one. I'm dumb. It was the first one. Because, yeah, first one I used another speed of curb. I don't remember exactly which one it is, but it was a speed of curb. And then I used Burning Men's Souls on the second one. And, yeah. Because those first two take place in the same spot. So it's kind of hard to... It's kind of easy to get them confused, I should say. But yeah, I did use speed of curb, and I decided, oh, well, I guess I'll go and use another one here, because I really don't know what else to use. Yeah, luckily that mortal attack is like, there's enough time between both hits to where you can tiger drop it and then get out of there to avoid the second hit. Because, like, you kind of just have to tiger drop as soon as Ozaki starts moving during that mortal attack, and you'll hit it, and then he like takes a second to wind up the second part, so you can just kind of get out of there. I guess you could technically tiger drop that part too, but I don't feel like it. Also, I don't know why the song sounds like that, but it does, and I guess I won't subject you to that. That's only for the no commentary people. Watch this. As soon as he starts moving, get the tiger drop, and then just go behind to skip the second part. And I don't really know what I'm going to do here for a finisher, because I don't have heat, and he's getting pretty low. So I'm like, And besides, this is the fire room anyway, so the fire is going to, like that, mess with some of the stuff that I try to do. And I try to stun him again there, but it doesn't work, because he just blocks it. So I try to go for the wall circle attack. Yeah, I get it the second time, and does that kill him? Nope, not quite. So, oh yeah, I just go for like the running heat action here. Do the insta run tech just to make it a little swaggier. So fuck this guy. I'm gonna attack level 3. And I just kill him immediately because I hate this dude. Why? I was literally just finished talking about how Richardson in any game but Yakuza 3 is just complete ass to fight. Why did they do this? See, I just, like, just kill this guy with attack level 3 because, like, I'm not dealing with him. And like I said earlier, this isn't even the story fight. This is just the one that you unlock after you fight him in the story. Which, I guess the story fight would have been a little easier, because he has a lot less health. He also has goons, and I didn't feel like dealing with it. And besides, in the save files that I was using, there wasn't one for the story fight, which is why I wasn't doing the other ones for the modded versions. But yeah, like, this heat action, it's not gonna kill him, but it's gonna do, like, a crap ton. And he deserved it, because fuck you, Koga, I hate you. I hope your cereal in the morning is stale, and I hope that the milk is expired, and I hope that somebody takes a piss in it, and I hope that somebody shits on you while you're eating it, and I hope that your house is flooded during it. So, yeah, this is Brazilian PHONK music, which you might know. It is, I don't know how to pronounce this. Montagem Impura Ritmara. That's my best bet. And let me go translate that real quick. Okay, Google Translate says that stands for Rhythmic Pushing Assembly. Sure. Okay, so now we have the Hangman, and this fight, like, it's fine, but the part that sucks about it is that you have to, like, redo a chunk of the long battle every time you lose. Like, there's a whole room with other guys and, like, a mini-boss that you have to do under a time limit. It's not a bad time limit, but it's a time limit. And then you have to fight a whole other mini-boss before it, which I'm not putting that dude in here, but I wanted to do Hangman because he's got 3 health bars. And it is Hangman. I like seeing him. He's neat. One thing about this fight, though, is that he does not block, which means that it is impossible to break his guard, because he doesn't have one. But it also means that you can kind of just Flux Fisher him whenever you feel like. And also, I tried to go for, like, a specific heat action here. It doesn't quite work the first couple times. And, this was also the last no damage that I had to do because I did it, but I didn't realize that I got hit, so it wasn't a no damage, so I'm like, fuck. So during the editing process for this, when I was stringing the clips together, I'm like, ah, shit, I gotta go and redo this. But there we go, I'm finally able to get that heat action, which I was fishing for. And otherwise, this isn't a super crazy no damage or anything, it's just there, and I wanted to put it in here. I mean, we're getting close to the end anyway, we still have half an hour, but it's close relatively.
It's now or it's never, and I've got to enter the nether. This time I could get some blaze rods. Is this a death wish or a chance to slay the end dragon?
Okay, so this is just a pure joke fight. Like, I don't blame you for skipping this one. Like, I really don't know what possessed me to do this fight like this, but you're gonna see what I mean in just a second. Actually, I do know what possessed me to do the fight like this, because the Hangman, for some reason, is not affected by the Goon mod. I just realized that... I just realized what Goon mod could mean. Not that kind of Goon mod. The Goon mod that makes bosses into goons, as in basic enemies. Yeah, he's not affected by that. So I'm like, fuck that. Because I don't have my infinite juggles and I can't do them. I'm sad that I can't abuse this game's mechanics. Ugh. So I just do this. So have fun watching this. Unless you want to skip it, which I don't blame you.
The last gas in the fortress. When the hope of finding spawners burn my helmet. Now we need a heartbeat for a pig man. The mushrooms and the soul sand remind us what we mine for. Creating portals to the end. My armor's a furnace, hot as hell in this world of lava. One goal is what keeps me my name. Take back what I lost to the creepers of greed and fear, yeah. Don't ask when I'm ready, but I'm ready to mine some glowstones. This time for the last boss is constantly going nearer.
松金組は俺が立て直します。もう兄貴を引っ込んでる。
Alright, this is the second and far worse Kingo and Ozaki fight, so I kind of just used like a free pass on this one, because I don't want to deal with this, honestly. Like, this is such a cramped area, there's so many basic enemies, and it's 2 bosses. It's pretty much just a worse version of the Hamura and Ozaki fight from earlier. And I'm like, I already did that one, I did my time, I'm not gonna do this legit. Alright, so this is another song that I didn't get acclaim for, but I'm still kind of worried about. It's Forward Focus by Miles. Which, if you may know Miles, but popular meme rapper, and honestly, the GOAT, he's amazing. I love it. But yeah, this is another one that I'm just gonna cheese. I'm not gonna do this legit. Like, why? Like, how many different ways can I put, this fight is dumb, I don't want to do it? That's literally just how I feel. I mean, yeah, granted, like, these guys are classified as goons now, so they're a little easier to combo and whatnot, but I still don't want to have to deal with them, like, two at once. I still don't want to do it. And, like, granted, I do have Higashi with me as well, but, I mean, like, bro's keeled over. Bro got hit and he's tired. He ain't doing shit. Like, I love you, bro. I love you, Higashi. But, like, get off your fucking knees. Please. Like, we fighting people here. This ain't time to be catching a breather. This ain't time to be going and taking a sip of your Gatorade. This is time to be putting some fists on people's faces. And he is not doing that. Like, dude, this is why we beat you up twice in this game. And now I'm gonna try to do a little mini combo with Ozaki here. I'm pretty sure I do have my attack like cranked up to level 3, but I try to like do a grab heat action here, but I forget that I still have the instant kill extract, so I kind of just do that and it kills him. So oops, that's how I end the fight. Here we go, here's some real shit we're dealing with now. So, once again, gonna be starting out with a good, like, ground combo here on Kuroiwa in the beginning. And, I mean, what do I say about this fight? It's, like, really good. And I feel like that's what people say for it all the time. So how do I take a spin on it that's unique? how do I say that this fight is good in a way that people haven't before? I like how challenging this fight is. This is a good challenge, even though, you know, there is the second Kuroiwa fight at the end of the video that's, like, even harder, and, like, I definitely had, like, the opportunity to do most of my good combos here on Kuroiwa, and Kuroiwa 2 later, but Kuroiwa 1 for now. This was a very fun fight to route and whatnot, because, I mean, like, if you don't do no damage, I don't know if it's like this for everyone, but it kind of is like routing a speedrun, where, like, you kind of do the same stuff over and over again until you, like, well, I say you do the same stuff, like, you just do stuff, see what sticks, and then you find what sticks, and then you do it over and over again until you can string it together perfectly all in one attempt. That's basically how no damage goes, and I kind of like that. I like doing that, and this was definitely one of the most fun ones to route, basically. Because, I mean, finding out, like, a cool combo to do in the beginning was fun, and, I'm going to be a little bit conservative with my heat use here, because I'm trying to do the specific, like, Omega heat action, like, to finish off this fight here, so I'm trying to be, excuse me, trying to be very, very conservative with how I use it. Now, granted, I am kind of just blowing it all on EX heat here, but I am trying my best to stay in the range that allows me to use that heat action, because, like, it's very strict. You're forced to have, like, at least 5 heat bars, which is kind of crazy, because it's kind of hard to maintain that. Like, I've got max heat here, and that's great and all, but it means that I gotta be very wary about how I use it so I can maintain enough heat. Thankfully, they changed it in Lost Judgment to where you can use it no matter how much heat you have. It's just that the more heat you have, the more damage it does, and I like that. I like that a lot more than the way that Judgment does it, because it's a really cool heat action. I just wish I was able to use it more, and this is the only time I am able to use it in this video, unfortunately. But we are getting close to the end here, and I do a little mini combo. I just do like a juggle here. I think what I'm trying to go for is I'm doing that, and I'm trying to do instant run light attack, but that's, like, really hard to do, especially since Judgment's quick steps are, like, really weird and finicky, and I don't like them. Because, like, your lockout timer for doing quick step attacks is super big, and this is the only game that's like that. Like, not even, like all of the Dragon Engine games that came before and after this don't have that problem, and I don't understand why this one has that problem. But, oh well, we're finishing off the fight here, and boom, Kuroiwa was dead. Well, not quite, because we have to fight him again. Alright, so this song is Midnight Work, which is a song from a little game I played recently called Assault Spy, which is like a DMC-like character action game. It's very neat. It has very good music, too. Which, I may or may not be using another track of theirs in a bit. But, anyways, so this is the modded Kuroiwa 1 attempt, and like usual, I'm gonna start out with a wacky combo. It's gonna end with this little crane wall jump heat action. Okay, and I don't know why Kuroiwa kind of just let me do that guard break there. Like, sometimes he just lets me like that, and sometimes just like, nah. Like, what I'm trying to do is get him to, like, basically sweep him onto the ground with that move, and then I'm going to abuse his get-up by breaking his guard, which lets me do whatever I want. But that ended up not working, and now we're in the QTE. And this is another room that I think the guided lighting works really well in. The lights are a little bit too bright, but I think it looks quite nice for the most part. Which you'll see when they go to like the other side of this little bar area. Alright, so I'm just taunting here to build up heat. And, okay, so we're going to deal with the mortal attack, but except no we're not. So I'm going to stun him, and that misses. But I wanted to try and do that because, like, your running light attack, you can kind of just cancel out of with your rush combo, and I think it's pretty neat. And you can kind of do a little combo with that, but it ended up not working. But I will be doing just another little standard combo here. And this, I kind of flip here because I was wanting to do some kind of heat action off that, but he didn't get stunned, and it didn't let me do like the normal punch flurry heat action, so he kind of just doesn't do anything, and I run out of heat, so I can't even get a finisher. So I'm like, huh? But anyway, so get him rejuggled, but I don't have any heat this time, so I can't really do anything with it. Though I am able to get a rejuggle there. I guess I did say rejuggle earlier. I didn't really mean rejuggle. I just juggled him again. I got an actual rejuggle there. And this is another mortal attack that you can't really tiger drop. Like, you can sort of get the first one and dodge out of the way, but the second part is a double hit, so you can't really do it. Like, you can try to tiger drop it, but you'll get hit by the second one and you'll just die. Okay, so this is the final stretch. This is the last boss that will be in this video before Kuroiwa 2, which is the final boss. And yeah, it's another one where I'm just gonna instant kill everyone out of here and just deal with Mashiko in his heat mode, because it's like, I'm tired. Let me get this over with. Let me get to the cool final boss, and then I'll be done with this. Like, whew. But yeah, I don't know why they gave this guy his own, like, kick-ass theme for this fight. Like, this is Mashiko. Who the hell is Mashiko? Like, and why does he deserve this badass theme? Like, who is this man? And why? Like, he just shows up out of the blue, like, at the end of this long battle, right before you fight the final boss, and it's like, why? Why even bother? Like, I don't know, but they did. And yeah, this is another case where I think I accidentally hit circle, not knowing that I still had instant kill extract, but I don't really care either. So yeah, this is another, like, let me get this over with kind of fight, where I'm using Heaven Strike extract just to mix things up a little bit. And yeah, it already took out a ton of Mashiko's health. And I'm just going to use the gun heat action to kill that guy. And then, yeah, I don't know why I did that one that way, but soon enough, I'm going to disarm this guy. And yeah, like, yeah, I just use a Torner because I'm like, fuck this, I'm just going to get heat. And I'm going to disarm him, and then he's just not going to be able to hit me at all, and the fight is free, and I don't care. Like, here we go, gonna hit that here. Can I just, like, slap him in the face and he dies and I get it? Like, I tried to do something with the baton here, but unfortunately, I tried to taunt him, but apparently taunting just drops it, and once it falls to the ground, it just explodes. So I can't really do anything with it. He's gonna try and hit me with a mortal attack here, but he doesn't have his weapon, so it doesn't do anything. So it's just like a free win, like, okay. And then I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna let Sugiura handle this, and I just walk away like a badass. Alright, we're in final boss territory, my boys. And, goddamn, another failed, insta-run light attack. But, oh well, this is still like a really cool combo that I get here in the beginning on him. Where I'm gonna, like, juggle him and then do the EX, and then I'm gonna do that one, and then he's gonna roll away, but it's gonna be perfect for me to go and leapfrog over him to get a heat action. Awesome. Now, I'm going to just very quickly get this little disclaimer out of the way. No, unfortunately, the 2 phases of this fight are not in one attempt. I would have done them in one attempt if the game let me, but the game did not. I got my first phase no damage done, and then I died, and I'm like, oops, so I guess I just gotta redo it, but it turns out the game gives you a checkpoint after the first phase, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I don't feel like reloading a save every single time. That is way too much work. So I did have to do the 2 phases of this fight separately, unfortunately, but oh well, it's still a no damage, so we'll live. Okay, so now we're in phase 2, and, well, not phase 2, we're in the second half of phase 1, I should say. And I do go for a little cheeky combo here, but there was actually one thing, okay, I don't think this is a phase 1 thing that I tried to do, but there was a phase 2 thing that I tried to do with a ground attack, which was, there's a thing that you can do with, like, your 3 square 3 triangle, where you can do, like, the flurry kicks onto a stunned enemy. Like, you have enough time to set it up, and you do the flurry kicks on them, but you have to, like, be perfect with, like, your style switch into crane. You just have to mash, like, the light combo, and I'm like, it was so inconsistent that, like, I tried to do it in the second phase, but it just didn't work out in the end. Sadly, it's such a finicky thing, and I was sadly not able to put it in this video, but you can do it. So I really don't remember what I was trying to set up for the end of phase 1 here. Like, I have a decent amount of heat. And I think I'm going for the, like, the stun heat action. And I do a Flex Fisher there just to get... What the fuck is he doing? But yeah, I do a Flex Fisher there just to, like, get some damage off. And I'm going to do a Tiger Drop here. And that's going to set him in, like, a perfect range to get a guard break, and he's going to be stunned, and then I can do the stun heat action. And that finishes off phase 1. God damn, this fight is so cool. Like they really cooked with this ending here. Judgment is just like one of the most like consistently good games in the series. I wish that it was a little more interesting in terms of like advanced combat and no damage and whatnot, but I'm willing to forgive it. I mean, this is still like a good combat on its own, and still an incredible story with like a great main villain too. I love Kuroiwa. He's such an amazing villain. You know, some people may like Kuwana from Lost Judgment a little better. I really don't know which one I like better, but they're both really cool. But Kuroiwa is just so menacing, and it's like, I feel like it's something that they haven't really tapped into with any other villains that they've done. Not that they need to, but I don't know. It's just, he's so unique and he's so awesome. I love him. But yeah, right now you can see I'm pretty low on heat. I did like a thing with the Crane EX combo right at the beginning there. Which, because like, he was in like one of his little heat animation things, so he wouldn't have been knocked down by it, and that let me basically like get a ton of different hits on it, and it did like half a health bar, including the heat action. And so here I'm going to be doing another little ground combo, and I do the little light attack there. And I think I try to go for like the double leapfrog there to get like the behind heat action, but it doesn't quite work, so instead I got to settle for the wall heat action there. And now here is where I gotta start thinking about how I'm gonna set up a finisher, because I'm absolutely out of heat. I have none, which means I'm gonna do a Flux Fisher here, although I accidentally do the reversal tech in this game, which allows me to... Yeah, I don't know why I did it there again either. Like, I'm trying to basically, like, flick behind me and do the light attack like that so I can go back forward and do Flux Fisher. That reversal tech is not super useful in this game, but it is useful in like a Lost Judgment, so I will have to use it quite a bit there. And we're getting ready to close out this fight, really, so I think what I'm trying to do is I wanted to set up like the big Omega heat action again that I used to finish out Kuroiwa 1, but it doesn't quite work, because like even when you have enough heat, sometimes it just doesn't want to activate. Like here, he's stunned, and I'm waiting for him to get unstunned because I don't want to do the stun heat action. That's how I did the first phase. And yeah, it's just not working. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to pick up a couch, and you're dead. Okay, so this song here that I'm using is Project Meltdown from, once again, Assault Spy, because I think is pretty cool. And yeah, that's a little glitch with this mod there. Like, sometimes when you, well, I say this mod, I don't exactly know which mod causes it, but if you, like, hit a stun attack on a boss, sometimes they won't be stunned, but the next time that you hit them, they will be stunned. It doesn't matter what you hit them with, just as long as you hit them with something. And, like, right there, I hit him with a stun attack, and I just kind of did like a normal punch on him, and then he got stunned. Now, a bit of a confession. I did have something else in mind for like music in this fight. I was planning to use a Goofy Goober Rock as a little nod to when I used it in my Judgment Crimes videos. And, like, I thought it would be funny, but I'm like, I respect this fight way too much. I gotta do like actual music for it, and I'm like, well, then what the hell am I gonna do? Well, recently I played Assault Spy, and I'm like, this song might work pretty well. So I decided to put this on phase 1. Okay, once again, we are now in the second half of phase 1, and I'm going to basically just completely cancel his mortal attack, because I don't want to deal with that. I can't Tiger Drop it, so I might as well just cancel it another way. And that was a very lucky stun, and I don't know what I'm doing here, honestly. Like, what? Why did I do that? But I think I tried to Tiger Drop that, but it didn't work. Oops. So, I don't know why I did that attack specifically, but, yeah, okay, so he goes for another mortal attack, but I stun him just in time. And I tried doing the whole, like, running attack cancel thing with, not Crane. With not Crane. I guess I don't really know exactly what that style would be called. It's the old Dragon style. I guess it would be Dragon style for Crane, and then Yakuza style for Tiger? I guess so. So, Dragon style. I tried to do it there, but it just didn't work, even though I did a launcher there, but it just didn't stun him, I guess. Or like, it didn't cause enough hit stun for it to work, I suppose. But, oh well, we're getting very close to the end here. Gonna do my little electric punch there. Or like, Kid You Think He Kazuya or something? But, and then I just need to set up the ending of this fight, which is not that. That is not how this fight's gonna end. That heat action is actually quite weak, so no, that's not killing anybody. But I got a taunt just to get my heat up, and then he's gonna do another mortal attack, which I can't Tiger Drop. So I think I tried to run into the wall and do like the grab thing. Not the grab thing. I tried to do the light attack thing. And there we go. It hits, but he doesn't get stunned. But it's the glitch. So I'm just able to like give him a little tap, and that's just enough to do the finishing heat action. So unfortunately, I do have to talk over this, even the whole build-up section, because I did get a copyright claim for this. This is another song that I kind of decided on last minute. This is Penumbra. It is Penumbra again, but it is the Intense Symphonic Metal cover by Falcone, who I did use a Falcone song before. I used on one of the Shishido fights in Gaiden. I used like the Falcone cover of Bad Apple. It was funny, but this is an actual serious one this time. But it does unfortunately claim my video. For some reason, it claims the video as Lambda, even though it is Penumbra. Couldn't tell you why. I don't even know if Falcone did a cover of Lambda. He might have, but I'm not sure. The Penumbra, but I do have to talk over it, and that's kind of it's like 2.5 minutes. It shouldn't be too bad. I do have to find things to talk about for 2.5 minutes, though. Now, I'm basically just going to cancel his mortal attack again with using the wall light attack, and I'm going to be doing like an actual legit combo this time, now that I have full heat. Once again, this is like, I can't actually do these phases both at once because the game doesn't let me. It just gives me a checkpoint midway through. I kind of wish that it would have just let me do the whole thing in one attempt, like for no damage, even if I get hit halfway through. That would have been a hell of a lot harder. It would have made this boss go on for so much longer, but I don't know. I just kind of, it would have been more climactic since it is the final boss. I mean, like, for like Shishido and Gaiden, like, you have to do that all in one go. Like, even if you don't get checkpoints at the different phases, you got to do that all in one shot. Now, I guess it makes sense because that's like, those are kind of phases where it's all one big health bar, but with Kuroiwa, like, you deplete his health bar, but then he gets a new health bar. He just gets a completely new one that you gotta drain to beat him. So I guess I understand that, but it's still like, I kind of wish that I could. But, I mean, I don't really know what to talk about for strategy here, because it's kind of just more of the same from the first phase, where I do my stuff on him. And yeah, unfortunately that doesn't guard break him, so we're kind of at a reset here. Yeah, and I'm just like, no, get that mortal attack out of here. Just do the wall jump grab thing. And okay, I've now run out of things to talk about. Tiger drop? Nope, not quite. Oh, so that's what I'm doing here. Yeah, I forgot about that. So, fun fact about this mod is that the back quickstep in Dragon works exactly how it does in Yakuza 5. And it basically just stuns the enemy. And that was a really useful tech in Yakuza 5 that you could use. especially on, funnily enough, the final boss of that game with Kiryu. That was a very useful tech that you could do, but it is also in this mod, and I don't know, didn't really use it, but I did pop some Torners there just to get this cool-ass heat action, just to finish out the fight. And, well, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.